Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you 5 amazing skills that you can learn. Even if they are considered as yoga poses, they are still bodyweight, and so you can add them to your arsenal of calisthenics skills. The difficulty of these skills will depend on your level, but intermediate to advanced in calisthenics you should be fine. Guys, very important, before you attempt any of these skills, make sure to warm up. Not that you watch me do the skills and then just say, oh, I can do that, and then end up hurting yourself. And also, when you warmed up, you will feel stronger and it will be easier. So the first skill is called, well, I have to read it because it's complicated, and it's the Bakasana, aka the crow stand. Place your hands shoulder width apart and don't have your elbows fully extended, because you want to place your knees on top of your elbows, and then once you do that, you want to lean forward and your legs will lift from the floor, and then just hold it. You need shoulder strength and mobility because you need to be able to bring your knees to your elbows. Crossstand is a great exercise for the handstand, and putting your legs on top of your elbows, you will reduce a lot of weight, but it gives you such a great opportunity to learn how to balance with your hands. Next pose skill, Eka Pada Kondinayasana. Definitely pronounced that wrong. Alright, so here again, place your hands shoulder width apart and then bring one leg forward so that you can put your hamstring on top of your elbow tricep. And then once you have done that, then you lean forward and you will take off. If you want, you can even add push-ups. I've actually done that in one of my Instagram reels, and to be honest, I recently posted a picture on Instagram and it was a yoga pose, and that yoga pose is one of these skills, and that is how I got to this idea. I personally don't practice yoga, I do stretching and it has a lot in common, but then yoga has its spiritual side which I'm not really familiar to, the chakras and all that, but then I saw the skills and decided to give it a try. Anyways, next skill, I have to read it again. Mayurasana is the name of the exercise, but they also call it the peacock pose, but we in calisthenics call it the elbow lever. The elbow lever, I have done a tutorial of the elbow lever. I will leave the link in the description so you can learn the steps that you have to do or that you can do in order to achieve the elbow lever. But a real quick explanation is shoulder width, with your hands shoulder width apart, and then point your hands slightly forward. And then what you have to do is to put your waist on top of your elbows. That's why it's called elbow lever. Just hold it like that. With shirt, you tend to slip a lot on the elbow lever, so you can take your shirt off and do them like that. Your skin with skin will kind of do a break effect, so you won't slip away. Or another thing that you need to do is to work on your mobility to get your elbows really close together. This is the maximum that I can get, so that explains why I also slip a lot on the elbow levers. For almost all of these skills, you require shoulder strength, and in calisthenics, you also require, look, you have handstands, planches, back lever. That is all just shoulder strength mainly, so it's nothing new. Next skill, Bakasana, 8-angle pose. Here what you want to do is, again, place your hands shoulder width apart, but this time bring one leg in front of one arm, and then try to put the leg that is behind on top of your elbow and tricep. Just like this, and then make sure that you put your feet together, because if you do it like this, you can do it, but it's more complicated, and if you put your feet together, it's 10 times easier. This was actually the skill that I posted on Instagram that I talked about earlier. Now the last skill is better if you do it on a mat, and it's more comfortable, and also this skill is probably the easiest out of all of them, and the name is called Sirsasana, but we know it as the headstand hold. here you want to look like a tripod, and in order to do that you have to place your hands shoulder width apart, and then you have to make a triangle here with your hands and your head. So put it in front, form that triangle, and then you can kick up like in a handstand, or if you prefer, if you are fear of kicking too much and then falling, what you can do is use your core strength to lift up. Just like this. Make sure to be careful with your hair when doing a headstand. Headstand, another great exercise for the handstand, because it makes you aware of how it is to be upside down, and then also you can work on your alignment. And these were all the skills that I wanted to show you, but I will show you one more skill as a bonus, and the name of that exercise, I will have to read it again. And it's called the Parsva Bakasana, but other people call it the side crow. To do the side crow, what you have to do is to place your hands on the floor, shoulder width apart again, then rotate your lower body to one side and make sure that you don't have anything slippery. Like I said, it's better to do skin on skin as it has that braking function. So then put your quad on top of your elbow and then lean forward and you will lift off. It can be tricky because you need mobility, because you have to rotate and be in this position basically, and if you can't do that, then you will not be able to do the side crow. As you can see guys, amazing skills that you can learn, and that's how you can expand your arsenal of calisthenics skills. By the way, if someone does yoga, I apologize for not pronouncing the names correctly, but I hope you had fun watching me do the yoga poses, and also that you can learn how to do these yoga poses. And guys, with that all being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you won't miss any new coming videos. And I'll see you next time. Thank you and see ya.